What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So we're back again. We're doing a season preview for the Cincinnati Bengals. But before that, go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the video and share the video if it's that good. If not, then just keep it to yourself, all right? Just my opinion here. But that's always much appreciated, much obliged. With this, we're going to be going through the Cincinnati Bengals roster. Give you my opinion on how it looks. We're going to take a look at their schedule, see how they may or may not do, and then I'll give you some final verdicts basically on who I think is going to end up starting, on top of a projection for how I think the outcome of the season may or may not happen because of the whole pandemic thing. But I'm doing season previews for all teams. After that, at the end of that, we will have a mock draft based on these projections. And yeah, you're going to have a bunch of other videos kind of littered in with this. So you're going to be getting at least one video a day, sometimes two. So that's going to be a banger. What a hit. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get into this because there's a lot to be excited for if you're a Bengals fan. Taking a look at the roster, you have the new heir apparent. You have the franchise quarterback. You have the Messiah, Joe Burrow himself, the hometown hero, and he's got some quality weapons, especially if AJ Green could stay healthy. But even not, I mean, T. Higgins was a great pick. They have Tyler Boyd, who could play on the outside or in the slot. Aiden Tate, Alex Erickson was really good. John Ross, he actually was pretty solid last season. So there's plenty of weapons. Tight end, you could take it or leave it, but CJ Uzomah is one of the better tight end twos in the league. So I think he's competent enough. Drew Staples more of a blocking tight end, so I don't know what to tell you there. And then you got Joe Mixon. Giovanni Bernard's coming back. Behind them, the depth-wise, it's kind of whatever. If Rodney Anderson could stay healthy, I think he would be phenomenal, but it is what it is. Looking at the offensive line, because that's kind of where things get interesting. Jonah Williams, he's back. He's healthy. I think he's going to be phenomenal. He's probably going to start on the left side. And then a right tackle, Bobby Hart. I don't know if Bobby Hart's going to end up starting because Fred Johnson, he was actually pretty good last year or at the end of the season last year. So I think that might be a competition there. And Bobby Hart, he could always kick inside and kind of help out there because Michael Jordan, he was pretty bad last season in his rookie year, but I know that the team's pretty high on him. But, having Bobby Hart there, the ability to kick inside provides a lot of value. Trey Hopkins is back. Billy Price, he's probably going to be free agent pretty soon. So, but there's the offense, I think, definitely is much improved. Well, of course it is. And they kind of look scary. They got some playmakers. And they got a competent, Andy Dalton, it's not like he wasn't a competent quarterback, but I think they may have a stinking superstar in Joe Burrow. Looking at the defense, the defensive line, I think, looks pretty good. Carlos Dunlap is one of the more solid, reliable players in the league. DJ Reader, he comes in kind of replacing Andrew Billings as the zero tech there. Josh Topo was actually pretty good there as well, so you got him kind of in that rotation if they need him. Geno Atkins is just a monster. Sam Hubbard kind of coming into his own. Keep in mind, Carl Lawson, he's still there. He's pretty good in, I guess, limited. He's done pretty good with limited snaps. So I like that. The real gray area for me is the linebacker core because they have so many. Jermaine Pratt looks like he might be a guarantee to start there, but with Josh Bynes, I mean, who really knows? I'd like to see Jordan Evans get more time. He only played 76 snaps last season, but he's easily the best coverage linebacker on that team in a league that's a pass-happy league. I would like to see him get more snaps as well. But Akeem Davis-Gaither, I love that pick there. He provides so much from an athletic standpoint, so it'll be hard to keep him off the field. Logan Wilson's a very smart linebacker there, does have some athletic limitations, but he was a pretty good pick. I actually would have gone with Davis-Gaither over Wilson, but hey, they managed to get both. Don't sleep on Marcus Bailey either. He's just kind of had injury issues. Marcel Spears was a guy I was kind of high on, not high enough to, you know, make him draftable, but I think he's a good free agent pickup. And the secondary, I think, is pretty improved. I love Mackenzie Alexander. I think he's one of the most unheralded slot corners in the league, so he's going to come in and reprise that role. You got Trey Waynes there, and I think Trey Waynes is at his best when he is a number 2. So him on the outside with William Jackson, I think you got a pretty solid 1-2 punch there. And then safeties, I like the addition of Von Bell, especially having Jesse Bates there. Jesse Bates is actually pretty darn good. So the defense honestly doesn't look bad. It just sucks that they have to live in a division with the Browns, the Steelers, the Ravens. It's a very tough division. So let's take a look at the schedule, because it's not a bad schedule for the most part. It's kind of so-so. They get to face off with the NFC East. So you get the Giants and the Redskins, but you also have to face the Eagles and the Cowboys. So kind of like 50-50 there. I think best bet they go 2-2 with that. And then they actually have the AFC South, which I think is pretty difficult. That's a very competitive division with the Jaguars, the Colts, Titans, and the Texans. So I think that's kind of a tough slate. And then, I mean, on top of that, you're in the AFC North. So you got 6 tough games right there. So they kind of lucked out and got Miami. But by this time, Tua, because they face him December 6th, by that time, Tua may be the starter. So you get Tua versus Burrow. That ought to be fun. So it's going to be kind of a different Miami team by that time. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look who I think will the starters be, and then I'll give you how I think they're going to do, because again, I think this team is very improved, but it is a tough schedule. So taking a look here, I have Joe Burrow, of course, as your starter. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. And then you got Mixon. I think Tyler Boyd will probably play a majority of his snaps in the slot. So you're going to have Higgins and Green on the outside. I think Higgins and Ross will kind of be interchangeable. And I mean, if Green goes down, then your outside receivers are probably going to be Ross and Higgins. Uzomah, he doesn't have much competition for that tight end or for that starting tight end spot. And then I got Jonah Williams, I got Michael Jordan, I got Trey Hopkins, I got Xavier, I don't want to butcher your last name, who is a pretty solid starter in his own right. And then, like I said, I'm going with Fred Johnson here because there's a lot of hype behind him to be a quality starter. So I'm going to stick with him there. And then looking at the defense, defensive line, pretty easy with Dunlap, Reeder, Atkins, and Hubbard. And like I said, linebackers kind of weird. So I just went with who they started last year with Pratt. And then I went with Jordan Evans. Like I said, I think he can be a very good coverage linebacker. So I'd like to see him get much more snaps. But it's actually they have pretty good depth, but it's not like, as of now, there's no like, I mean, it's all pretty average. And then the secondary, as is, it's what I said it would be going when we went over the rosters with Jackson Waynes. You got Alexander in the slot, Von Bell, and Jesse Bates. So prediction, I like this team. They're going to be much better than last year. I don't think they're there yet. It's a pretty difficult schedule, in my opinion. While they do have a few easy games here and there, tough division, pretty tough schedule. So I went with 6-10. I think that's a safe projection, and they will eventually go to take that next step the following year. I think that's when they really get competitive. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. And that's it for the video. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.